Hello.
Some of the naughtiest trucks on the whole railway live at the works. This is where the engines are mended. So, as you can imagine, there is lots of rubbish to be transported. Every so often, one of the engines has to take the scrap iron to the yard, where Edward first met Trevor before he moved to the vicarage orchard. The engines nicknamed the train the Scrap. None of the engines liked the job. The trucks were old, rude and noisy. They took absolutely no notice of anything that was said to them. This is not unusual. These trucks were worse than most, and they made every engine's journey a misery. One day, BoCo found that he was to take the scrap. Right, he said to Douglas, who happened to be in the shed with him. I'm having no nonsense from those trucks. They'll come quietly or else. Aye, smiled Douglas. You sure then who's boss? The trucks objected to BoCo because he was a diesel. What's this green thing? They asked. A caterpillar? Then they accused BoCo of bumping them. It was what they deserved. But BoCo had been very careful with the trucks. Finally, they pretended their brakes were still on and screamed horribly when BoCo tried to move them. At last, BoCo had enough. Right, he said to the trucks. Any more nonsense, and this trip to the scrapyard will be your last. I'll leave you there to be cut up with the other old iron if you don't start behaving. The trucks were silent for the first time that morning. But not for long. One of the oldest trucks began to complain that it felt ill. BoCo didn't believe it, but the trucks made such a fuss that he had to do something. Growling fiercely, BoCo moved around the other trucks and coupled up to the old truck, who was grumbling terribly. Come on, you! Grunted BoCo. Move! But before they had moved an inch, there was a dreadful splintering noise. Ow! Screeched the truck. Suddenly its floor gave way. The scrap iron it was carrying fell through and landed with a loud crash on the rails below. Oh! Oh! Groaned the poor old truck and collapsed. So BoCo really did have to leave the truck to be broken up for the next scrap train. The other trucks were very worried, as they didn't want to be tempted to scrap iron. They were quiet and helpful for the rest of the day. And it was the easiest run BoCo had ever had with the scrap.